Hello, this is Surly Tim's Fun Bunker. I'm Surly Tim. I've got a few things to do today. I wanted to shoot a few episodes. Tried to do it last night. Things just weren't working right with my computer, and I think I was just way too tired to continue, so I'm actually going to shoot everything over. I have, like I said, a few things that I wanted to shoot. One thing that I do is most of the materials that I actually come across to even think about reviewing or talking about, I usually get to the local library. We have a decent library. There's quite a bit of materials to actually cover. Extensive video library. Their music selection's really good. And the thing that's nice is if you need anything and they don't have it, you can order it through, it's the Cleveland, there's some kind of central hub in Cleveland to where all the libraries in Ohio that are on the same database, you can order it from there, and it's amazing stuff. Now, almost everything is free. The only thing that you have to pay for are new releases. And granted, I sometimes argue their definition of new release, as some of the movies are about a year old. But I'm here to actually just cover some of the music and a few DVDs that I was able to find down there this time. I was kind of rushed, and as they were going to be closing soon when I was down there last. But I have a pile of discs. Start off with the Essential Lena Horne. I'm not quite sure. I need to start opening these. There's what the case looks like, or that's what the cover looks like. Double disc set. I've been a fan of Lena Horne's since many years ago. Quite a few great tracks. Double disc set, like I said, and it's really good. I'm glad I found that. My favorite pick for the entire haul that I picked up down there was the set list, very best of Miles Davis live. There's what that case looks like. I'm a huge Miles Davis fan, always have been, always will be, and it's granted some of this stuff has already been released, but it's always cool to find it in another format in a collection that you would have never thought of yourself. That's one that I'm definitely going to be picking up. One that was kind of a disappointment. I've only ever heard a few things by Bella Fleck and the Flecktones before, but this was Rocket Science. That's what the case looks like. The cover art, I think, was more impressive than the interior work. Like I said, I'm really not well versed in their work. I've heard a few things here and there. I have a few friends that are huge fans. I'm just not really sure as to why. I guess I need to really give it a better listen, or listen to some of their older material to see where I might get a better idea of their past work. Next, Harry Connick Jr. In Concert on Broadway. I've liked Harry Connick Jr. since I was very young, probably since he was very young, as we're close to the same age, I believe. Love his stuff, always have. It's just, it's nice to know that there's, I guess, for lack of a better term, a new Frank Sinatra. And since Sinatra's not coming out with anything new, obviously, since he died years ago, this is something that I'll definitely be willing to take in. Another one, I was really shocked to find it. I've been a fan of Peanuts from Charles M. Schulz for years. It's actually what got me into comics. It got me into comic art. It got me into cartoons. It all started with Schulz, and this is classic character themes, Peanuts Portraits by Vince Guaraldi. My favorite track of which is the famous track from all the cartoons of Little Birdie about Woodstock, Snoopy's pal. That one's definitely one I'm going to be picking up, without a doubt. As a Peanuts fan, I should be shot if I don't purchase it. The next one, the cover is kind of odd. It's not the cover that I've seen before, but it's Norah Jones's Not Too Late. I don't understand why that's the cover, because usually there's a cover, it's a larger photo of her with her hands crossed in her lap, but this is just hands in the lap. Norah Jones, I've always been impressed with. I've never really had anything to complain about with her. And it's nice, like I said, to hear music like that these days, because you usually you don't get that today. Kind of a blast from the past. The Doors, L.A. Woman. I believe it's the 40th anniversary disc set. 2 discs. First disc is the regular disc, or the regular music that had come out years ago, approximately 40 years ago, I'm imagining. But the second disc is alternate versions and a few different tracks. I've always liked the Doors. They're not at the top of my list when it comes to anything of great importance, but it's always been pretty decent. Next is Evanescence. I'm believing it's just called Evanescence because I cannot seem to find or locate a title to it. No, I believe it's just called Evanescence. Came out last year. It's an average Evanescence track. There's nothing really impressive about it to distinguish it from anything different than what they've done before. Not going to be on my to-do list. Really wasn't all that impressed. One that I own on DVD, the concert, it's Live at Reading. This, of course, being the CD for Nirvana. Like I said, I've got the DVD. I bought it a few years back, and I've always been satisfied with that investment. So the CD, I think I'm going to wind up just getting the CD because of the convenience of being able to listen to it while I'm doing anything else. The last CD that I got at the library, it was a little damaged, so I had to do a little bit of repair work. I had to add some resin to it so it would actually play correctly, because there was some serious gouging in the discs. It's Benny Goodman Live at Carnegie Hall jazz concert from 1938. I'm a huge big band and jazz fan, swing, stuff like that, and not that resurgence of swing that we had several years ago. Although it brought back a lot of great disc sets, it released a lot of great music that had not been on the market for years, which is probably responsible for that release as well. I just, I love that era of music. It was just something that was more entertaining to me. I grew up with that. My Uncle Jack had introduced me to big band and jazz, amongst other things. He's responsible for almost everything in my life, comics and things of that nature. But I'm satisfied by that one. It was really, really great. DVD release that I found was at our local library. If you can run across old episodes of Doctor Who, it's like striking gold. They have a basic setup down there where it's some of the more recent stuff. Not a whole lot of stuff, but once in a while a nugget will just drop right into that gold pan. And this one was the Sunmakers, and it was from 1977, the winter of 1977. It starred the companion Leela, which it's a character I'm not really familiar with. I was more a Sarah Jane kind of guy myself, but it was a really cool episode. It had K9 in it as well. When you watch the extras, the DVD extras, it mentions how the storyline that was written it kind of ran parallel to Thatcher's England of the 1970s, late 70s, early 80s. The whole the feeling of being kind of stuck in the dark, being it's kind of a claustrophobic feeling that evidently the English people felt at the time. At least that's what I'm hearing when I watched the DVD extras and everything. It was a pretty cool watch, as it had been something I had never seen before. The biggest disappointment that I have got to say was Chuck. I've seen Chuck before. I love the show. I really love the show, and I was really looking forward to watching it again. But my biggest problem is whilst going to places like that, like the library or even at rental places, I don't do that a lot, but I'm sure it's the same problem there. I do not comprehend how a person can destroy or damage a CD or a DVD. I can't comprehend it, because there's gouging in this disc that makes it impossible to enjoy. You can't watch it. If you do watch it, it'll freeze every 2 or 3 seconds, and it makes it unbearable. I just can't comprehend how that's possible. Here it's a free service that the county offers, after, of course, huge amount of tax money going into the place. So in reality, you are paying for these discs. But it was unbearable. I want to go out and buy the series, but I was feeling that urge, and I was kind of craving Chuck. Like I said, it's been about 2 years since I've seen it before, and I was like, it was there and it was available, and I decided, yeah, I'm going to take this home and enjoy it. And of course, I was denied that right because of some ridiculous people who don't know how to take care of things. Well, this sums up the library haul episode that I wanted to do. I'll probably wind up doing these a little bit more. Summer, I get out a little bit more. I don't drive, so I walk back and forth to the library. So hopefully I'll be doing these. I usually do it about 2 times a week. I'll go down to the library, if not, sometimes 3, depending on the weather, of course. Because if it's too hot, I'm not walking in that either. This is the end of the library haul, and I have a few more that I'm going to shoot today, so I will talk to you later. Bye.